Fire roasted baby chickens with a beautiful and spiced harissa paste. That is what I'm gonna teach you in this class. We are gonna roast our beautiful baby chickens over the open fire. Get a beautiful flaming, grilling, crispy skin. Rub that with a beautifully nice homemade harissa paste, and this is gonna be an absolutely stunning dish. Can be paired with so many sides, with potatoes, vegetables. It's a real crowd pleaser, although you do need to be able to handle a little bit of spice. So we are gonna start with the harissa paste. And harissa paste is basically dried chili flakes with lovely spices, a little bit of garlic and olive oil. And to get this cracking, we need to start with toasting our spices. So we have coriander seeds, cumin, caraway, and these are gonna need a nice toast over the fire. We got some beautiful flames out here. And we're gonna make sure that these spices get a nice, great toast. We don't want them to burn, but we definitely want to enhance the flavors by getting a little bit of heat on the pan. Just move them around gently. Until you can see the smoke almost come off. I can already smell it. Once the heat gets on there, these spices, they get so much flavor. So much beautiful aroma. It's going to provide the base of our harissa paste. They won't need much more than 1 to 2 minutes, depending on how big your flames are. And once these are toasted, we're going to add our chili flakes. We have dried chipotle flakes, and we also have some Aleppo chili. This is going to give a really nice fruity tone to our harissa. You can use chili flakes, dried red pepper flakes to add some body to a sauce. The spices take a little bit more time to toast, so that's why we start with them. The chili flakes, they go really quite quick. We're going to add our chili flakes, then we're going to put them in the pestle and mortar, grind them up really nice and fine. Going to toast our chili flakes as well and get them soaking in the oil so they can rehydrate, so they become nice and soft on the palate. You can hear them crackling here. Then we know they are right, and they already go in our pestle and mortar. Now the pan is hot. We want to add our chili flakes. Toast them as well. And then we're going to add the oil. And the oil is going to soak into the chili flakes because they're dried. We need to rehydrate them so they become nice and soft. We're going to use a little bit of the heat to speed up the process. You can see the smoke come off a little bit. Means that is the right amount of heat. We add a little pinch of smoked paprika for added smokiness. And you can smell all the aromas coming out of the pan. As soon as it gets some heat, these beautiful spices get at their absolute best. Then we're going to pour in the olive oil. And we're going to leave that on the side of the fire. So I have some gentle heat in there. We don't want to cook the chilies, but we want to help them rehydrate on a nice warm temperature whilst we prepare the rest. So we have our beautifully toasted spices. I'm going to need to break them down. One of the easiest ways is the old-fashioned pestle and mortar. You can smell all those spices come through. It's amazing what it does. Now I want to add a little bit of garlic as well. Give it a bit of a cut to make it easier. And we start breaking them down into the spices. Here we can create a little paste. The smells are delicious. It's a really simple sauce to make. Weeks in the fridge in a nicely sealed airtight container. And it's delicious with fish, with chicken, with beef. You can use it as a marinade or really just as a sauce with vegetables. Gonna add a little bit of acidity. Half a lemon. Get it all in there, really nicely mixed. And some salt. And then we have our beautifully rehydrated chili flakes. Gonna add them to the pestle and mortar and mix it up nicely together. Now this sauce is gonna need a little bit of time to set for the chili flakes to really absorb the beautiful oils. It's a great sauce to make in advance, but for now we'll leave it on the side whilst we prepare our chickens. But you can already see how beautiful the consistency is. Purposely we did not blend it because we want to have those beautiful chili flakes sit there in the oil, because we're going to use it as a rub on the chicken. So once we have grilled the chickens halfway, gonna rub this beautiful harissa paste on the outside and serve the rest on the side. So then on to the chickens. We have this lovely organic baby chickens. They're a great size for grilling, not too small, not too big. And we're gonna have to prep them up. Now we're gonna spatchcock them, which means that we're gonna carve the backbone out and we're gonna open them up, because this way we can grill it really beautifully over the fire. We won't have anything burning without cooking the inside. It's a great way to do your chickens when you're barbecuing or anyways cooking over any form of open fire. So the way to do it is you have the breast, the legs, those little wings, they can go off. And then next to the neck, over there, I have to make an incision. And goes the same on the other side of the neck. Now you can carve quite easily if you have a sharp knife, but otherwise you have to fiddle around a little bit until you get through the bones. Now right here at the leg can be a tiny bit more difficult. But you get through quite nicely. Same on the other side. That we don't need. And there we can open up the chicken. I'm going to cut in a little bit more on the edges so it opens up nicely. Then we have to clean it up a tiny bit. There's some fat bits here we don't really like. Some here on the edge as well that we don't need. We don't want any of this excess fat. Won't be delicious. And we're adding this delicious harissa rub, so don't need it for the moisture. If you like, you can clean it up a little bit more. There is some bones here that don't belong, but that is basically it. You have it from the other side, a beautiful split open chicken. Now we're going to use skewers. We're going to put them from the legs all the way to the front and the breast, so we can give this real nice shape, and that's going to make it easier to turn them when we're grilling them afterwards. We got these really big ones. You will need something that is metal. Wooden skewers would probably burn, but they go in under the bone, to the top, and out in the front. From the other side, we go under the leg bone, and we want to go out from the top. This chicken is beautifully prepared, ready for a bit of seasoning afterwards, And then a nice grill so we can crisp up that nice skin. So another way to go about this is to cut from the inside. Here in the cavity, you can find the middle. Cut right down. One or the other, both techniques are fine. Whatever you would prefer. Just to get the middle part out that we don't need. You can ask your butcher to prepare your chicken for you. Or they occasionally already sell them. Trim a little bit all the edges. Really nice and simple. Got the wingy bit. Also here in the front there's a lot of fat. Don't really want that. There we go. Our second chicken. Again, we start from under the bone and go. So we go here under the bone to the top and out in the front. This way it stays nice in shape and will grill beautifully. Then we can use a little drop of oil and a little bit of salt. Season the inside and the outside. Getting rid of any of the impurities. That is great. A bit of salt. Also on the other side. That is ready for the barbecue. Now we tend the fire. We have a beautiful, nice hot fire here. But we don't want it to be too hot because the chicken will burn. It takes a bit of time to cook. So we'll spread it out a little bit. And try to manage the heat. Keeping a nice clean grill. Does really help out. Getting the best grill marks. And then there we go. We have spread out the fire a little bit. There's a beautiful heat going on. And we're going to start with the skin side first. Now we don't want this to go too fast. We want to make sure that we build up the temperature gradually and render down the fat in the skin so it gets really nice and crispy. If we go too quick in the beginning, the skin will burn and we'll have an undercooked chicken on the inside. If you feel it's a little bit too hot in the middle, move them to the side. I think we're doing quite alright here. Now we don't want to move the chicken too quick and too early because we have a chance of breaking the skin. So we're going to leave them on there, let them cook for a couple of minutes, making sure that we have a real nice good sear on the first side. Then we'll turn them over, cook them on the other. Look at these guys. That is exactly what we are after. A nice crispy skin, beautifully cooked, not burned, but well toasted. Lots of flavor there on the skin. Turn over the chicken. We're gonna roast the inside. Then we're gonna smear our harissa paste on the top. Give it another nice cook afterwards. And then we'll serve it with a nice fresh rocket salad, some grilled lemons, and our beautiful harissa paste. This one needs a tiny bit more time. So we'll move them into the heat. Now because we cut them open, they're going to cook much quicker than a whole chicken. And we will see that this will cook in the next 10 to 15 minutes to an absolutely beautiful and succulent little chicken. It's going to absorb all the flavors from the fire, that secret ingredient that you can only get when you cook it over open flames. And we're going to brush on our freshly made harissa paste. It's going to give punch, it's going to give flavor, it's going to give body. Now these chickens, they take a little bit of time and a little bit of patience is required. We kept it quite high from the flames, so they don't overcook, it doesn't burn on the outside, but roast really gently all the way to the middle. Now we want these chickens to be almost completely cooked before we add our homemade harissa paste, because those chili flakes, they can burn quite easily, and once we add the oil to it, flames will start rising up. Give it a really nice, at least 15 to 20 minutes on the grill. Then we're gonna add our harissa, we're gonna grill some lemons, and then this dish will be ready for serving. In the meantime, we tend to the fire, make sure it's nice and even, well spread, suitable for the surface that we're cooking on. Pump it up a little bit here in the middle, get some oxygen, some air in there. Want to get some good heat on the legs. They take a little bit longer to cook than the breasts. So move it forward so that the legs are at the hottest part of the grill. Now at this point, I'm going to prepare some lemons. We're going to put them on the grill as well. And then we're going to brush over some of our harissa. And then these chickens are going to be absolutely delicious. We simply cut the lemons in half, dip them with a little bit of oil, and then we'll grill them on the grill. Get this real nice grill flavors in there. And then when you squeeze it in the end over the lemon, you get this toasty, nutty, beautiful lemon flavor. It's gonna pair so well with the spices from the harissa and that nice roasting flavor of the chicken. Put a little bit of oil. Put our lemons in. They're gonna grill really beautiful next to the chickens. And then for our harissa paste, because it has set a little bit, the chili flakes have absorbed the oil and it has come to this beautiful, thick, pasty consistency. Gonna add a tiny sprinkle of salt, get all the flavors to develop. And then with a little brush, we're going to brush that on the chickens. So now we're going to leave the chickens to cook. Make sure that these legs are beautifully done. We're going to already brush the inside. This will prevent the chicken from drying out. I'm going to start to add a really wonderful layer of flavor. The chipotle chili flakes, they're also a bit smoky, that all the flavors really get absorbed. And then when we turn it around, we'll glaze the other side. Want to make sure we get in there, right in the bottom, between. Have the flavor everywhere. That skin is crisping up. You can hear the sizzle and the crack. Absolutely stunning way to prepare a little chicken. Let's see when we turn them over. Beautifully cooked. That side as well. All the beautiful harissa on the top. It has such a beautiful color. Really want to get it in there all the way in the sides, over the little wings. Provides a really pretty glaze as well. After this, one more turn, just to get a toast on that marinade, and then they're going to be ready for plating up. Now harissa has gotten a little bit thick because we used all the oil to baste the chickens, so we're going to add a little bit more oil so the sauce is going to be easy to pour on top and serve on the side, because as you know, I love a good sauce and I want to have loads of it. Just a little drizzle of olive oil till we get it back to this nice saucy consistency. Now the sprinkle of salt. Now we have a nice wooden board. We have our lemons grilling. We have our chickens almost ready. I'm gonna get some rocket salad. We're gonna use that as a base. Add our grilled lemons. Lastly, add these beautiful chickens, and then you can separate them at the table. This feeds at least 4 to 6 people. An absolute feast. We want to get the lemons really nice and hot and really a little bit burnt. That burnt lemon juice is going to add another dimension to this already so flavorful dish. Want to get the fire going a little bit more for these lemons. The chickens can cook gently on the side, they don't need much more heat. Just want to cook them through to the middle. And we're going to pump up the fire a little bit so we get the real nice roasted lemons. We build the fire up a little bit, right in the center there. These flames are going to start coming through. Really cook those lemons, give a nice grill mark. That's where all the flavor is. Rum around with our harissa. Keep it nice and shiny. Start to get a real nice burn on the outside. Nice caramelization of those citrus juices. Those look beautiful. I want to get a little bit more on there. But we can start to prepare our serving platter. We're going to put the chickens on. They need a little rest before you carve in. Also, a chicken, just like a steak, needs a little bit of time to relax after this ferocious heat from the barbecue. We want to make sure that we give it about 7-8 minutes before we actually carve into them. So that will give the time for the lemons to get ready and to finally serve our dish. So for the base of our chickens, we're going to use some fresh rocket lettuce. We're going to place the chickens right on top, serve it with the grilled lemons, a little bit more of our harissa sauce. Absolutely delicious. This rocket has a pepperiness that is going to pair really well with our chicken. It presents beautifully. We're going to get our first stunning chicken. And we'll have our second chicken together with these beautiful caramelized lemons that you can squeeze over. We'll add all the acidity that the dish needs. They look gorgeous. And then finally, we finish it off with the gorgeous harissa sauce. Now these are some absolutely gorgeous spatchcock harissa baby chickens from the barbecue.